We'll give it a few minutes here, and then we'll see. Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes and see if anyone else shows up. I keep talking and not pushing the push to talk. I see Chow Mein in the Roll20, but so I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. And we knew ahead of time. And if it hadn't been for this whole doing the onesie thing, I probably would have actually gone ahead and canceled. But I'm a person of my word.
Yeah, man. Doing it for
the kids.
What is it? Children's Miracle Hospitals?
Yeah, Children's Miracle Network, specifically. So yeah,
I remember it was that or like sick kids or something.
Yeah, it's for kids at the specifically what I am doing it for is Norton Children's Hospital here in the Louisville area in Louisville, Kentucky. So for those who are actually watching the stream, because my audio is piping out to both you guys and to the stream, if you haven't donated already, if you have donated already, thank you very much. You've made this possible, and those of you who can't see, I'm like motioning to me wearing this animated character onesie.
Oh my.
So yeah. Yeah, please don't let this get around work. So, because I know you can make that happen, or I know you would make that happen. But for those who have donated, thank you very much. For those who have not, there should be a button somewhere around. However, you're watching this. If you're watching this on Twitch, I think it's below, like right below. There's like a I'm playing for to help sick kids image. If you click that, that should take you to the page. If you're watching this through the actual Extra Life site, there should be like a large green button to the lower left that says donate. You can donate from there. So I'm gonna give it a. We'll probably start at like 10 after.
What, babe? Nothing.
I'm going if they don't show up today, even though I pinged them, I'm going to assume that this if they don't show up tonight, I'm going to assume this Lori is not going to be joining us at any point, which is fine.
Says they're on Discord.
Yeah, I pinged them.
Is he single?
I pinged them at 6:45 when I pinged you guys. So I take it neither of you guys watched any of the stream earlier. At least I hope not, because that's when I was going over everything for tonight.
Nope. Like I said, I just noticed that
Darfox was talking about it or watching it.
No, so like Darfox is so you can, along with following people, you can have people as friends in Twitch.
Oh, right.
And he sent me a friend request like a long time ago. So when he's appearing online and watching something, it'll say, "Hey, this guy's watching something. Do you want to watch it?"
Gotcha. Hey, you want to do this? You want to be one of the cool kids?
Yeah, man, totally. Be like all social and shit, but through the internet.
Like this, doing.
Yeah, so it's like minimum sociality. You know, so I watch all the poop streamers.
Yeah.
That's where you gotta put yourself to invisible, Darfox. If you're on invisible, I don't think people can see what you're doing. Or you can like uncheck share my activity, I think.
I think I'm only friends with like maybe one person. So, but I think I pretty much, I only watch like, I think I pretty much watch like a few different streamers, and then I watch the D&D channel. Like, and I even only
remember it's kind of hidden away too, but it might be. Oh no, it's not. You just click on somebody and there's like add friend. Okay.
I'm gonna get up for just a moment, just so that I can open the window, like right next to my desk here, and then when I get back, we'll get started.
That ice cream needed to be more salty or something to make up for how sweet it was. It was too sweet. But I don't really like stuff that's too sweet, really.
Okay. Okay, here we go. During our last session, having finished the fight in the Zentrum warehouse, you noticed the door underneath the stairs, and having heard someone breathing underneath the tarpaulin, you discovered Renair Neverember. After asking Renair some questions, the party realized that he was the person kidnapped alongside Floon, Floon Blagmar, who was the party was hired by Volo to find and rescue. At the request of the party, Renair joined them in their quest to find Floon. Further exploration of the second floor of the warehouse, the group's search was untimely interrupted by the captain of the City Watch and a couple dozen officers who were investigating the suspicious circumstances. Having found dead members of both the Zentrum or Black Network, we're going to start calling them the Black Network because I was reading some other people talk about how Zentrum and Xanathar, at the start of those, was kind of confusing. But between the Black Network and the Xanathar's Guild, the captain asked the party members to please be careful in their search for Floon. And to please not break any laws while providing, and then he also provided you all with a copy of the Code Legal. Having a rough time with the previous fight with the Kenku fighters, the party retired to the Yawning Portal for the night to return to the trail in the morning. Understanding that the warehouse was a fight between factions, the party looked for clues and signs related to the Xanathar's Guild and the Black Network. Upon noticing a mark for the Xanathar's Guild, the party descended into the nearby sewers. After walking for some time, the party came upon a pair of floating gazers, which are kind of mini beholders that were patrolling near a ladder. Upon dispatching the gazers, the party discovered that the ladder led to the cellar of a tavern and the dockboard. Continuing through the sewers, the party was able to sneak past sleeping goblins that were assigned to guard the area. Once the party was able to sneak into the area where one of the goblins were stationed, the intrepid monk Shardy Pants was able to kill it in a single blow. Venturing further into the hideout, the party came across the Durgar Zinc and the bandit Krentz, whom the party recognized as the bandit who got into a fight previously at the Yawning Portal. After killing Zemk and interrogating Krentz, the party proceeded to find Floon, being held by half-orc named Grumshar, and an unknown Illithid who had a pet intellect devourer. The Mind Flayer had set down its pet and glided out of the room, leaving the intellect devourer and the half-orc to mind the party. The party, with the aid of Renair, quickly dispatched both the intellect devourer and the half-orc in short order. Renair went after the Illithid before being briefly charmed. After looting the room and making sure that Floon was able to make it back to the Yawning Portal, and to Volo, who was not able to provide the party with the promised 100 gold pieces each, but did provide them with the deed to Troll Skull Manor. And that is where we start today. And good news, I know that you're both got your stuff in for level 2. I know that you were still trying to deal with your there was an issue with your druid cantrip. We'll get that sorted out.
I put it in as like a custom action, so it
Okay.
shows up there.
Yeah, we'll I want to get it I do want to get it squared just so that it, like almost as a thing to help me understand D&D Beyond a little bit better. So you stay the night at the Yawning Portal one last time. So you wake up around about like 8 a.m. And what would you like to do at that point?
So we were staying at the rooms in the yawning portal or whatever for that night.
Yeah, because it was kind of late the night before. You weren't able to go take possession of the of Troll Skull Manor before that night. You needed to have someone show up and be a notary and take care of all the fees.
I walk downstairs and see if any of my companions are there. Or the party that I'm with at the moment, I should say. Because I imagine, I walk into, the common area or
Sure.
whatever and, see if there's any people.
So, yeah, you walk in and, it's the morning at this sort of tavern inn. You don't see anything too... it's not as busy as you've seen it in the evenings, but there's still people there. You see people, eating breakfast and things like that. They're busy, but they're not or their business is brisk, but it's not overly busy.
Is there wait staff or bartender or whatever?
You do see a couple of wait staff going to different tables. There are a couple of open tables that you can see.
I asked one if I can get a meal and some water.
Some water?
Water, yeah.
Water. Okay, it'll be we'll say it's 3 silver for the meal.
Okay.
And so you're just going to hang out and wait for other people to show up?
Yep. Eat some, I don't know, whatever they gave me.
Yeah, you probably you'll probably have some eggs, some bacon. It's it's the morning.
Yep.
A little bit of bread, maybe a little bit of cheese. So Robinson, you probably wake up around roughly the same time.
Sure.
Do you want to do the same? Kind of get up and...
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be 3 silver to eat as well. If you guys didn't eat today, I was gonna start like marking exhaustion for you because I don't think you guys had eaten yet. Okay, so you both kind of see each other there and notice that your other companions aren't around. But you do notice Volo kind of standing at the bar, and he is talking to Renair and to Floon.
I say hello, Robinson.
Howdy. Good morning.
Sleep well.
I did. What do you think they're talking about over there?
I'm not sure, but I actually had some questions. I was wondering if there was anything we should know about this manor that we've just acquired. And I'll start walking over there towards the Volo and kind of approach and say, hello,
Hi, good morning to you.
good morning. Is there anything we should know about this manor that you gave us the deed to?
Nothing too serious. It's a bit run down. However, it's a good business opportunity. It has a tavern on the first floor.
Really?
It'd be a really good business opportunity. That's partially why I bought it at auction. It's been abandoned for a little while. The previous owner died, didn't and went to auction. Wasn't able to work anything out to keep it open myself. Running a manor in a tavern, not really my thing.
I see. What were you two discussing here? Anything interesting? Any other jobs you might have?
No jobs really. We just need to make sure that we get the notary. In fact, I know that the notary is supposed to meet him at High Sun here in a couple hours. The High Sun is just noon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not from these parts, man. I don't know these things. All right.
High Sun's when the sun is the highest point in the sky.
Right. I figured it out. So should we wait here then? I guess we would need to be there to witness this exchange.
Yeah, should make sure that you eat, get something to drink, and then we can
that's what
walk
I was
over.
doing. Okay.
So yeah,
Is it all right if not all of our companions are here?
It's no big deal.
Okay.
I think I saw the little one run out this morning. Probably going to monastery in town. At least that's going to be my assumption. My assumption is that the monk went to the local monastery or like whatever, and wherever there are monks, or went to a temple or something, and the warlock is doing something else. I'm sorry, the sorcerer is doing something else. So we'll say that you go ahead and you take time and you eat and just generally sort of rest a little bit, and then at a certain point in time, Volo and Renair and Floon sort of lead you over to Troll Skull Manor, which is in a part of town like it's. I didn't prepare too much for this, but because I was I knew that I didn't want to do like too much like regular story exposition this week, but give me a moment to actually bring up the description of Troll Skull Manor. I'll just show you I'll give you or I'll link to the. So when you make it to Troll Skull Manor, you notice it's this 3-story tall building. And it's actually 4 stories tall, and it's got balconies, a turret. It's got multiple chimneys. One thing that you can tell is that it is abandoned, even though it sort of dominates the area.
Huh.
It's definitely the largest one in the area. And on the map, you'll see it's kind of in the center and to the right a little bit. You can see like one of the turrets.
Yeah, I see it. It's got like at the very bottom right, there's like a shed or something, or whatever attached. Like there's like a room that's kind of it looks kind of weird because it's got like these wings and then it's our wings like perpendicular. Is that the one? Because that looks like it has a turret there.
It's the only one that has like the circular, like almost octagonal.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yep, that's Troll Skull Manor.
I say, hey Volo, why is it called Troll Skull Manor anyway?
Hey, it's on Troll Skull Alley. I think there's something about there to being a troll here who died. He had a skull. I don't know. Ordinary, you're from this area. What do you know about it? I don't know. It was named Troll Skull Alley before long before I was born. I don't really come around to this part of town. Yeah, there you go. As you kind of approach the building, you see I believe it's an elven, sort of official-looking elf, and Volo approaches him and kind of introduces him as the notary, and let me actually. I'm sorry. It's a tiefling magistrate named Kylie Somerhelv. And she kind of approaches you and says, "Okay, everything seems to be in order. There's just an estate transfer tax of 25 gold pieces.
Per?
No, it's just a flat tax."
I kind of just look at Volo and say, "You'll be taking care of that, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
Volo looks at you as if to say, I definitely don't have it. And at this point in time, Renair steps up and says, this is something that's taken care of by the new owners, but it's really no big deal. As a token of my appreciation for everything, please make sure that I want to. I'll take care of this for you, and he pays the.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to help you out. So, at that point in time, you're able to Volo sort of leads you up to the door, and as you start to enter, you see a barkeep named Zanao. He's upset or he's leaving, kind of carrying a few things with him, like just it looks like a few personal belongings. And he kind of, just gruffs a little bit at Volo. He's kind of upset with him that he didn't take his offer for the tavern in the manor. So you damn dwarf, you should have let me taken this on. I've worked here for 20 years. You shouldn't give me the chance. Damn it! Fucking show you. It kind of just continues to storm off. Volo turns to you and says, "Hey, don't worry about him. He's just a barkeep. Didn't have much in the way of coin. His offer was far too meager against what was, against the true value of this place."
What is the true value of this place?
It's a lot. You want to sell it, do you?
Not particularly.
We have barely taken ownership yet. What do you see as the benefit of having this place?
Not having to pay for rooms in the tavern.
Volo kind of leads you inside, shows you the first floor, and he's like, you can see here, there's a tap room. You can use it as a tavern. Upstairs, you have, on the second floor, you have, what do you have on the second floor? You have rooms. Third floor, you have master bedroom. Up top, you have the attic. From the attic, you can get to the toilet. From the tap room here, there's a hatch behind the bar that you can go down to the cellar. Just plenty of space.
Interesting.
What's in the cellar?
It's just pretty much just a wine cellar, ale cellar. I'll actually link you. The actual layout. So the one in the bottom left is the first floor with the tap room. Above that, you have the second floor. To the right, it's the third floor. And then kind of between there and the bottom right is the attic. And then in the bottom right of that is the sort of the basement cellar area. So as you can see, you can fix this place up. Do business here, make money. And that'd be another thing that you wouldn't have to worry about so much.
Yeah, this town seems rather expensive. More than what I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
So as Volo sort of takes you upstairs, kind of shows you like where the rooms are. Doesn't take you down into the cellar just because it's a cellar and there's nothing really there. And then pretty much at that point, that's when Volo and Floon and Renair sort of take their leave of you. And they say, and as they're leaving, Renair says, if you have any problems, please let me know, and I'll try to help you out any way I can. I'll be staying at that Never Ember Manor in the Castle Ward. just, all you need to do is come by and ask for me.
Is the tiefling official still here?
No, Tiefling took off like almost immediately once the tax was collected.
Once the money was had.
Yeah, once the money was done.
Sounds like a government type.
Yeah, why hang out? There's literally nothing. That tiefling has probably done like two other transfers of estate by now.
They're a busy person. I understand.
So you kind of have this place to yourself. It's probably a little past midday now, maybe getting close to like after he goes through, takes everything is probably pushing like 3 or 4 o'clock. You guys can feel free to explore the place some more, if you want to look around.
I'd say to Robington, so what do you think that whole thing was yesterday with that like the creature there? They eat brains.
I'm not sure. I know they eat brains, but that's about all I know about them.
Okay. I've seen one before. They're very dangerous. This town seems very dangerous.
Yes, it does.
We should probably try and look for more work or for other party members.
Yeah, we could try that. Wonder where the best place is to look for work.
Probably about this time. Give me a moment here. So, probably around this point in time, go ahead and both of you sort of go ahead and make a perception check.
Sure. 12.
Well, 12 is good enough. Kind of catch out of the corner because I assume that you're downstairs in like the tap room area. 10 basically makes it as well. You notice you both are sitting kind of in the tap room area. You see out of the corner of your eye. The door kind of slinks open just a little bit, and in walks a white cat.
There's a white cat just walking in.
Walking into the. So the white cat specifically comes to you, Jal.
Okay.
Knowing that you're a ranger, and
I look down on it, I guess, and say, "What is this?"
it looks up at you and says, and in common, it asks you, "Are you interested in joining the Emerald Enclave? If you are, come meet us at Falconmere in the Southern Ward."
It's not every day most cats come up and talk to me.
It's already
you?
gone. It dashes. It runs after it gives you that.
I kind of just look at Robinson and I'm like, "Have you ever seen a talking cat before?"
That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Never known one to talk.
It feels like it's magic or something.
Where did it say for us to go?
It's Falconmere in
It
the
was
s- in
Falcon
this
Mirror
in the
for the
sou-
Emerald something.
Emerald Enclave,
Emerald Enclave.
Falconmere in the Southern Ward. And if you're taking notes, it's Falconmere, Phaulkonmere.
Kind of just look at Robinson and say, well, I mean, what else are we gonna do? Might as well check it out, I guess. Should be cautious. Talking cats and all, I don't really trust it that much.
I don't either, but it can't hurt to find out what it wants.
So we'd go and try and find our way to the
Southern Ward.
Falcon Mirror, Southern Ward.
Okay, you kind of approach it, and I'll say that you're able to find it with relatively easily just by asking around. And you find it. So as you approach it, it's basically, it's a compound. It's located south of the Colat Towers in the Southern Ward. It's owned by the Tarm and Falcon noble families. As you approach, you see a groundskeeper outside.
Kind of wave and say, "Hail."
Hail. How are you?
Been better. There was a talking cat that approached us and asked us to go here.
Oh yes. You must be. I've been told about you. We don't get too many mer folk, especially especially not rangers running around town or coming into town. So you kind of were easy to find, but
yeah, I've noticed I'm a bit unusual.
But yeah, one of our main things is we generally look for people who can help us out, who are looking to keep the balance within Waterdeep. Recruit a lot of people like clerics of nature, a lot of druids, a lot of rangers. And yeah, I'm the one who sent the cat. I use animal messengers to deliver the invitations. You know, cats, pigeons, the like. I actually have a mission for you guys if you want to help us out here. You know, if you're willing to join up with us.
Do we get to hear what the mission is before we join you?
Yeah, sure. There's some outlying farms outside of Waterdeep. They're being terrorized by a scarecrow come to life. This thing has slaughtered livestock. It's chased horses, spooked farmers. No people have been killed yet, so the city guard really isn't wanting to do anything. But you know, we feel something must be done. This is not something that we want to have in affecting our fair city. And as you can imagine, with it being autumn, a lot of these farms, we're trying to get as much of their crop and their harvest into town, and this is making it more difficult for them to do so. So something must be done.
How much do I trust this guy? Like, do I believe what he's saying? He's just
you can roll an insight check.
Okay, I will.
I will too.
Go for it.
It's he's not fast to trust people, so and also people that send talking cats is very unusual.
Okay. So you guys have a 15 and a 19. Both of you, as far as you can tell, he seems very, very honest, very truthful about this faction that they're just trying to help people and do whatever they can to help out.
I say that sounds like something that should be dealt with, but what kind of compensation would we be able to expect?
Uh, I can't give you any monetary compensation for this, but never suffice to say that as time goes on, I'll be able to uh, compensate you with other jobs, and those might have actual monetary compensation for you. But you would this would be this is sort of just a taste of making sure that we can trust you.
I see. I kind of turn to Robinson and say, well, I think it's probably a good idea to get rid of this menace.
I would agree. When you
Guys
say
seem
scarecrow, you mean an actual scarecrow, like out in the field?
It's out in the field. It's out in the farms, outlying farms outside of the city.
Okay.
So
direction or like area specifically
all
to
you,
help us narrow it down. Like
it's
where to
just
look for.
hold on a second. Let me. It did not prepare me for this. Um, Let me see if I can actually have. I'm just trying to see if I can. Um, well, having come into the city, you know that to the north, there are not too many. There are not too many farms that way, and to the south, it's mainly just the high road. But you know that to the east is a village called Undercliff. And that village does have a number of has a number of farms.
So it's the north and the east that have
No, it's the
farmland?
east.
Okay, just the east.
To the north, it's the high road that goes out basically.
I say I guess we should go with the east quarter then.
I agree.
Okay.
I noticed there was some farms out that way.
Okay, so we'll say that you go out through the eastern gate, and you are able to kind of make your way, and once you get through the gate, kind of wind your way down the hill that Waterdeep sort of resides on. You start to see farm area, sort of plains areas, and that's where Undercliff basically is. So
Do I see anybody in the village like just milling about that might know something? about
I mean,
this
sure. There,
scarecrow?
it's getting to be in the evening, so there are people finishing up their days and things, but there are people still sort of milling about. Uh,
I approach one of them and say, I understand that you're dealing with some kind of apparition or something that's been terrorizing your village.
yeah, I've heard people talk about Scarecrow. I haven't seen it myself, but mostly comes out at night, mostly. So I mean, there's I've not, like I said, I've not seen it myself, but I've never should be coming out if it's real, it should be happening any time now.
Okay. Do you know of anyone that's been affected by it that might know a bit more?
The guy sort of thinks on it a little bit. There's a guy down at the pub at the tavern on the corner. His name's uh, Steven. I think that his farm was attacked by it. You
Okay.
might check with him.
Thank you. I think
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that. And then I'll go off to this pub and try and find Steven. Just kind of walk in and say, is there anyone that knows about this scarecrow? Just kind of like, say it loudly inside the tavern.
All Most of the people kind of ignore you, but you see a couple farmers who look like they've been through. They're kind of like huddled up a little bit, talking to themselves. One of them approaches you and says, "What do you want to know about this scarecrow for? Are you controlling the scarecrow?"
No, we've been tasked with eliminating it.
Oh, I see.
Wanting to know more about our quarry.
One of our friends over here, his village, or not his village, his farm was sort of terrorized by it. He leads you over to the bar where you meet Steven.
I say hello and introduce myself and tell him again that we're here to hunt the scarecrow and like to know more about it.
Yeah, just kind of. I think it was about 3 or 4 nights ago. Uh, Damnedest thing that I'd never seen anything like it before. Just came out of nowhere and killed two of my prized cows. We were getting ready to take it into Waterdeep, to so they could have meat for the winter.
I just killed them and didn't take them or anything.
I just slaughtered them.
Just like cutting their throats or something.
Cutting their throats, just eviscerating them from tip to tail.
Did you see if
just
it
killing?
had? Did you see if it had any weapons?
It was dark at the time. I really couldn't see anything.
Very well. Say, Robinson, you have any questions?
Did you see where it went?
The fields are still so high. It's hard to tell once they enter the field, and they could go anyway.
Did anyone actually see it?
No, but I mean, what would do this? I didn't see it, but I know other people have seen it.
Like who?
I don't know, just people. People talk. talk about this scarecrow. You know, it's got a. Some people say it's got a. A pumpkin head. Some say it's just like a cloth head.
I say very well. It's getting dark. Maybe we should try and set up and see if we can see this thing.
All right.
And walk out and try and find what would be like an open field on like maybe a hill or something where you get like a better view of the land.
Okay. So you go and you set up camp in a field. I need you to roll a 1d10 each of you.
7.
You go the entire night without noticing anything.
All right.
Really? Okay. Well, I say this is odd. So is it daytime now?
Yeah, I would say it's day now.
Do I notice if there's any kind of I notice if there's any kind of like maybe brush or something where this creature could be hiding or apparition or whatever it is? Entity?
No, I mean nothing immediately strikes you.
Can we go to where the cows were killed?
You'd need to find
like
the guy again.
Guess we'll try and ask around town for the guys again and see where the cattle are.
Okay, I'll say that just for the sake of time that you're able to find some. You're able to find him through. And he kind of takes you, shows you where it is, and it's kind of just like a pasture next to a field. Or next to like where you can see like wheat and corn have been grown.
Can we ask him if there's any farmers who haven't been attacked by this yet that would have like livestock? Because it's mostly just been after livestock, right?
I mean, it's been livestock. They've chased horses. They've scared people, but that's they've not specifically went after anything else yet. But we're worried about it. We think that's the next thing that might start happening.
Is that it goes after people?
Yeah, that's what we want to avoid.
Okay. Well, I go and get something to eat because I haven't ate yet. I'm hungry, so I go back to the bar.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say it's just another 3 silver pieces to eat.
Okay.
All right.
And kind of as you sit there, you kind of hear people talk about how these, one person saw it like north of, a little north of Undercliff. Someone saw it like east of Undercliff. People have seen it south of Undercliff. So you start to get the sense that that they've been all over.
Is northeast, south, not west?
Well, remember directly west of you is
right,
Waterdeep.
West is, yeah, because we came from the east. Yeah, okay. Or we came to the east, so we came from the west.
Right, from the west.
Okay. I turn to Robinson and say, well, what do you propose we do?
I don't know how you track something that no one knows, anyone who's seen it.
Yeah.
Was the person able to tell us where the cows had been killed?
Yeah, he was able to show you, but there was, but nothing would have really struck you. Like there was nothing telling from that.
Okay. So how do you get a ghost to come to you?
I'm not sure. Probably he has something that attracts it, I'd imagine. Same with most creatures.
Do we know how often it attacks? Is it a nightly thing or?
It seems if you ask around, it seems to be random. Sometimes there might be no attacks. Sometimes there might be 3 attacks in a night.
Okay.
Say, I guess we should probably try and set up in a place where we can see the town again.
Yeah, I would agree.
Set up in another field.
Yeah, maybe in a different one this time, I guess, but
Okay.
something that has a decent viewpoint.
So I need you to both roll on 1d10 again.
Two.
Hey.
Twins.
You don't notice anything.
Oh my lord.
But you do. But you, as you walk back into town, you do hear that there was another attack last night.
Outstanding. Well, we were outstanding in the field. Where was the attack?
It was a farmer had his horses spooked about a mile away from where you were.
Okay. I don't know what our options are, other than to wait again. That doesn't seem to do.
Do you want to wait during the day this time?
We can try. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Each of you roll another 1d10. They need to get a 9, not total, but they need. You don't really see anything during the day, or during that day, but you get the sense that it's random, and it's just a matter of chance to find them. I've probably given
I'm
too
beginning
much.
to regret taking this position.
Yeah.
Kind of just try waiting around some more, I guess.
Sure. Both roll another 1d10.
7.
Ooh, back in form.
You don't notice anything that night.
All right.
So by now it's like the 3rd day.
Day. Mm-hmm.
No, this will be the 4th day.
Or you
So
went for one
waited.
night, and then the next night, and the next day and night. So yeah, this would be the 4th day.
I say to Robinson, I say, if we don't find it this day, I'm going to go back to that gentleman and ask if he was bullshitting us.
That's a valid question.
This is all
Things
just like a
wildly
trick.
case.
And I get some food, and then I wait around again.
Okay. It's 3 silver pieces again, and roll a 1d10 each.
Yay. And
6.
Okay. Tonight, Robinson,
yes.
around your campsite, you hear a scurrying.
The scurrying.
Sort of like a like brush, like rustling.
Right. So I get up to go see what it is.
You are
Say where you're
surprised
going.
to see a scarecrow with a sackcloth hood. And I need you both to roll initiative. 6, 3, 9, 12.
20.
8,
It's a d20 plus your initiative bonus,
Right.
which is like your dex modifier.
Yeah. Fuck. 12.
Sorry, guys. I wasn't quite ready for this today. Well, you want me to lie to you?
No. You and me both.
I'm just glad we finally got to do something about it. I was beginning to be like, this is going nowhere. Let's go do something else.
I'm with you. This guy seems like something a torch would cure.
Okay, so Joel, you go first.
Okay. Well, seeing as it's like a scarecrow, and let's see, like, does it have like straw in that? Do I notice if it has straw or anything?
Yeah, it kind of looks. I mean, it looks like we would traditionally we would classically think of as a scarecrow.
Okay. I use the produce flame cantrip and throw some fire at it.
So
It's
you
like
want
30
to
feet away.
scarecrow play a little ball. Okay.
Yeah, give him a little flame, let him deal with it.
Okay. What is that?
It's a spell attack, range spell attack.
Okay. Is it? I'm sorry, I don't have that in front of me.
I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage. Double the damage. Double the die. Yeah, you have to do the roll. There we go.
So be
12.
12, 14,
14 damage.
and it's fire damage.
Hold on a second.
How do you get 14?
So it was since it was a 20. He doubles his
Yep.
die, so 6 becomes 12 plus 2 is 14.
Yeah, I think if I had put brackets times 2, it would have worked, but I'll try that next time. But yeah, 6 is what I roll. So
Trying to-
6 times 2, which is 12, and plus 2.
I'm trying to look up what damage vulnerability. Okay, so so you had 14.
Yep. It's actually not +2, so it's only 12. Sorry, I'm looking at the thing for it. Actually, I have it. It's screwed up a bit the way the cantrip is.
So
But
so so
it would have been
12.
12. Sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
it'd be
you're fine.
12.
Okay, so you do the produce flame and you see it just start to immolate, and it's just and it tries to do the stop, drop, and roll a little bit, or like to just get away from the fire. But it takes a pretty good chunk out of
As a bonus action, I say it seems not like fire.
it.
That's my turn.
So next
Oh,
it
boy.
is its turn. It looks at the ranger that just lit it on fire, and is going to um, make 2 claw attacks at you. It's going to run up to you and try to. The first one misses. Second one is a 22 to hit.
That does hit. My armor class is 15.
2d4 plus 1.
Oh, I should have hunter's marked it. Oh, whatever. Forgot about that. That's probably fine.
You take 7 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
7? All right.
And that is its turn. That brings us to Robinson.
All right. I'm trying to think of what to do. Hitting something made of straw with a rapier seems pointless, but
But sometimes every little bit helps.
yeah, can't hurt. All right, I attack it with my rapier.
Okay.
Is that a 1d20?
Yeah, 1d20 plus your to hit modifier, which is your to hit is +6.
Where do you see that?
So you see on your spell actions, obviously on your actions, you see under all attack, rapier, range, 5 feet, and then hit /DC.
Oh.
So +6 to hit.
Right.
So that's mod 20. So it definitely hits. So go ahead and roll damage. He's got
That's
a 4.
1d8 plus 4.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 4. If he rolls a 4 or better, it's dead. And so you slash at it, and it just kind of disintegrates into the air. And you just see the straw inside of it kind of float away. It's leaving it dead. Everything else kind of just falls lifeless to the ground.
Okay. Can we check to see if it had a brain?
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, check and see if there's anything.
It didn't have a
weird
brain,
about it.
didn't have a
Was there
heart,
no-
it didn't have a home or the nerve.
Was there
Okay.
Was there like any weird magical things that are lying around or something? Can make like an Arcana check or something to see if there's something magic or whatever around.
I mean, you can
It strikes me as something magical or something, you know.
you can kind of tell that it's
was just wondering, do
Yeah.
we know if it's like
No, it's
actually destroyed or?
no. Yeah, you can kind of, as far as that goes, there's nothing. You kind of know that there's nothing else that you knowing sort of basically based on what you know is that scarecrows probably aren't the type that reanimate.
They don't animate
Okay.
in the first place. Oh man. Can we search it?
You can, but it's just cloth, and the only thing you'll find is cloth and straw sticks.
All right. I say, I guess we should wait for morning and tell the farmers that we've taken care of the problem.
Okay, go ahead and
And if they need more help, they should find the Emerald Enclave and ask for assistance.
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and roll. Each of you roll another d10.
Got 2.
Okay. You go through the rest of the night. Nothing really happens, and it's morning again.
I want to find the farmer that we were talking with before, and say like, hey, we took care of the scarecrow that tried to attack us last night.
Oh, really? Where was this scarecrow at?
I tell him whatever the field we were in. I like
Right.
point in the direction where we were.
Right.
About that direction, and yeah, tried to attack us, and gave it a little flame.
Yeah. We actually heard about other attacks on the extreme north and south side of Undercliff as well.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
I guess you have a collection of these scarecrows. And then I say, do you know of any kind of person who could be doing this? Like somebody skilled in magic?
I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know of anyone in particular that would be trying to unleash these upon us.
So,
And there are regular, scarecrows that we use to, scare crows.
right. So do we see any other kind of buildings or something in the distance away from this village?
Now, I mean, once you get further out, it's on the road. It's just the road until the next town, and the next town's
Right.
like a day's ride or two away.
Is there anybody in the village that's acting strange?
Roll an investigation check.
Both of us or just him?
You can both do it, or if you want to assist him, he can roll with advantage. It's really up to you.
Sure.
Okay.
So like advantage, you get to roll twice.
Yeah.
I was gonna assist, and you take the higher of the two.
What's your investigation?
It's the same modifier. It's +2.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
You know, every town, every village has its own like people who are just a little bit quirky. And Undercliff is no different. But you don't get the feeling that there's anyone in particular who would do something like this.
So there's no magic user who's wandered into the area. There's no villager who seems awful weird. Yet the scarecrows have suddenly decided they feel like killing cattle.
Are we still with? I don't know. We aren't, right?
With who?
The farmer people.
I mean, they're around. I mean,
was
you're
gonna
still in
ask,
town.
I was gonna ask when did this start happening? Like, and like when did these occurrences start?
You kind of ask around a little bit, and the general consensus is it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yes. Has it happened before? Like, is this a yearly thing or something?
I mean, it happens. Sometimes it'll happen, a few times, or not, maybe not a few times a year. Sometimes that won't happen at all. A lot of times it doesn't. But it's something that when it does occur, we try to enlist help from Waterdeep to take care of it.
How do they usually take care of it?
They just kind of wait around, try to find the scarecrows.
How many usually do they find before they go away?
Sometimes it's one or two. Most of the time it's one or two. But I think I remember hearing I don't remember if it was my dad or my grandfather say that he remembers hearing about like 5 one year when it was particularly bad.
Well, I guess couldn't hurt to wait around another night, I suppose.
It can't hurt.
Although I want to wait in like an area that's different from the area we were in, maybe. Like, cause maybe I'm thinking like they're coming from certain directions,
Right.
Okay. Where would you like to go?
So what area did we wait in before? Like, did we wait in the?
You didn't really define it.
Oh, okay. Well,
How about the north? There was
yeah,
attacks in the
let's
north.
do north, sure. Wait in the kind of northern area.
Okay, go ahead and so are you going to wait the day and the night?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and roll a 1d10 each for the day.
9.
Okay, during the day, you kind of, after you've set up and you sort of look around, Jaw, you notice one of the scarecrows in a neighboring field starts to move around a little bit, gets itself off of its post.
How far away are we from it?
I'd say you're probably 200 meters.
Okay, so that's wow, that's pretty far. 200 meters is like 600 feet.
Yeah, it's like 200 yards.
Okay. I say, hey, Robinson, that one's starting to move. We should go after it. And kind of, take off like towards it, running. Which I can move pretty fast. My walking speed is 40 feet. So yeah, I start going off running after it.
Okay.
Or towards it.
I'll follow him.
Okay.
And once I get within 30 feet, I'm going to do produce flame on.
Okay, go ahead and actually roll initiative on that again. And I'm going to need a minute here to get all this stuff calculated up. 5
15.
plus 6 is 11. Plus 1 is 12.
I'd imagine you'd roll initiative as well, Robington.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 3 is 15.
I'm gonna get some water real quick. Be right back.
2 is 17. Plus 1 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. 5 is 25. Jeez. Okay, you both had 15. When he gets back, I'll look it up.
Okay.
Yo, what's up in chat? You guys still there?
Okay, so top of the round is actually going to be Robinson. His dex is just a little bit higher than yours. Yeah, everyone in chat, go down, donate for the kids. I've actually not checked in to see if they're yelling at me. I wonder if anyone's.
Me and Mita and Duluth have been reacting a little bit.
Oh yeah, I see it. Gotcha. Yeah, I've not been looking. Because I've been talking to the camera a little bit.
So,
okay, so yeah, Robinson, top of the round. You're. I'll say you're within range.
Okay. I'll attack you with a rapier.
Okay, roll to attack. I'm really glad that I'm not showing my sheet with like the stats and everything for these. 10, unfortunately, so you miss. So you kind of take a swipe at it and just barely miss it. I actually need to roll one thing real quick because this is important. So this this one you happen to notice, whereas the other one had like a sackcloth hood, this one is just kind of covered in a threadbare blanket. So yeah, you take a swipe at it, but it kind of ducks out of the way a little bit, and you barely miss it.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay, that'll bring us to Jawl.
I already said I was gonna hit with produce flame as soon as I got in range, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, yeah.
$17.
17 hits. Roll for the damage.
1 damage.
Okay.
One fire damage or flame damage, whatever it is.
Yeah. And also it helps to read the stat block sometimes when you're doing some of this stuff. Okay, is that in your turn?
Yeah, pretty much. I can't really do anything else.
Okay, so it's gonna run up to the ranger that just. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I could have cast Hunter's Mark, but I didn't want to.
Gotcha. I decided not to. So it's going to run up to the ranger that just attacked it, and he's going to make 2 claw attacks. And the first one is going to be a 15.
That's my armor class.
Okay, so it hits. So it's going to be d4 plus 1. It's going to be 1. So that's going to be... Okay, that's going to be 6 damage.
Sure.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
$20 total.
Okay. You succeed. And
Cool.
that is its turn. So that brings us to the top of the round, and that's going to be Robinson again.
Hey, I'll try with the rapier again.
All right, roll to attack. I'll go ahead and go out on a limb that a 22 hits.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay.
Rolling the damage. The one thing I just realized is that
10.
piercing damage is actually halved. It has resistance. All right, 10 damage. And that'll bring us to Jaw. But Jaw's getting ready to use this Bruce Flame
I'll
again.
try and mix it up this time and
Alright.
attack with my short swords.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll to attack. You get like 2 attacks with that, right?
Yeah, because that 2 you can do 1 and then
Then the
other
offhand.
bonus action you can do the offhand. Offhand has less damage though because it doesn't take your modifier. 15.
15 hits.
You want me to roll damage?
Yeah,
for
we're
that
going to
one
roll
then?
damage.
8.
And is that 8 slashing damage?
Yeah, it's slashing.
Okay.
Right, I'm pretty sure short sword is.
Yeah,
short sword is piercing. Actually.
that's fine. They're both the same. And in the case that I am asking. And go ahead and roll your offhand.
14.
That hits.
4.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and back away from it. I'll go max move speed 40 feet.
Okay, it'll get an attack of opportunity against you.
No, it doesn't because I'm mobile.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, you don't provoke attack of opportunity from a creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit it or not. If you make
Gotcha.
a melee attack.
And that's
So yeah, I just back up 40 feet.
there you go. Okay. So that's going to be, or so that brings us to its turn. It's going, knowing that it looks and it knows that it can't get to you. So it's going to look at the bard who has slashed at it, and he's going to try to hit it with 2 claw attacks. The first one is going to be a natural 20.
Of course it is.
And the second one is going to be a 5 to hit, which is not gonna ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
Okay. That's gonna be 11 points of slashing damage,
Yay.
and then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
1d20 plus 2.
So yeah, I rolled a 5 on the dice.
All right.
Okay, you are frightened. So what that means is that you have disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls while you see the scarecrow, and you cannot willingly move closer to the scarecrow.
All right. Wait a minute. How about I do some lucky here? Ah, it's too late. Never mind.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. Yeah, if you had just rolled with it and done it before you knew the effect, that would have been
that's
fine.
fine.
Okay, so that brings us to your turn.
Can I still attack it while feared?
Yeah, you can. You just, but it's going to be at disadvantage. So disadvantage, roll twice, roll to attack twice, and you have to take the lower of the two.
All right.
And if it moves away from you, you can't move towards it.
Okay, 16 still hits, so go ahead and roll the damage. That was freaking luck. Well, it helps that he has a +6 to hit. So 11.
Yep.
Okay, it's still standing.
Whoa, this one's tough.
And I found something out, or I realized something. It helps to read all of the stat block. So that brings us to Jawl.
I'm gonna try attack it with produce flame again. So I'm gonna get up like I don't know, within 30 feet of it.
Okay.
And launch that at it.
Go ahead and roll for it.
20 total.
Okay. What is that? Is that a 1d6?
1d8.
1d8. Okay. Go ahead and roll for damage.
3 fire damage.
Okay, so with your 3 fire damage, you see it just kind of, you produce the flame and you see it shoot into the form of the scarecrow, as you see just everything that was the scare. You see the blanket that was covering it. You see the clothes that it was wearing, the straw inside. You see it all just sort of wither away into cinders and blow away into the autumn wind. And it's
go ahead.
As it's dead, basically.
Okay. I turn to Robinson and say, "Well, that's another one down. Are you all right?" Feeling a little sore myself.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little woozy.
So that one was a scarecrow just in the field. I saw it. It started moving all of a sudden. Maybe we should tell them to take down their scarecrows from now.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
That they will. Maybe we should follow one.
Yeah. Do we see like anything else around? Is there anything else maybe nearby?
Go ahead and I guess roll another 1d10 each.
2.
I'm giving it to them on 9s and 10s.
6.
You don't see any others that you really encounter for the rest of the day.
Well, it's night, right?
No,
Oh
that
no,
one
it is still day.
that one
Yeah,
was
it is
day.
still
That one
day.
was day.
Right. Yes, yes, it is day. Okay. Um, how late in the day is it now?
I'd say by now it's by now it's probably starting to work its way into the evening.
Can we go and find the farmers in the pub or something again?
Sure.
So I want to tell them about how I saw an actual somebody's scarecrow in the field just come alive and then attack us.
Okay.
And say, are you aware that this is what's happening? Like they're actually it's the scarecrows you guys have in your fields that are coming alive. So
Well, yeah. I mean,
perhaps if you remove the scarecrows, then you wouldn't have this problem.
remove the scarecrows. Are you kidding? What are we supposed to do about the? I don't know, the crows. You can't just get rid of the scarecrows. They'll eat all the crop.
Say maybe try and do it for a couple of days and then put them back up and see if everything's well again.
I don't know. Everything is like right there. It's all. Gosh, it's. I don't think we can do that just because, like, we're trying to get everything ready for harvest, and we've tended to these crops all summer, and the thought of losing part of this harvest to the crows just because of some scarecrows is I don't think that's something that we're really going to want to do.
Well, I say you're already missing 2 scarecrows because they attacked us and then we destroyed them.
Yeah, but to make all new scarecrows, that's going to take a long time.
Well, you're gonna have to make at least 2 new ones.
Yeah, but those aren't my 2 scarecrows. I mean, that's asking everybody to make a new scarecrow. I don't see that's going to be. That's not going to be something we're gonna do. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of feeling pretty tired in that, so I wanted to take like a long rest. So I was gonna go try and rent a room or something.
Okay. Before you leave, they ask you which scarecrows you've destroyed. Like, what did they look like?
Oh shit. One was like had like a cloth head, and the other one
Mm.
I don't remember.
Did he have like a? Did it have a pumpkin head, like a rotting pumpkin head?
I don't think we saw a rotting pumpkin head.
Yep. I don't
Did
think we have.
we?
Nope.
Was that the first one? No, I didn't think so. Like the one was cloth, and the other one was like, uh, what was it anyway?
Well, we know that there's one out there that has a rotting pumpkin head.
Is that like the main one you're looking for?
I don't know. All I know is that we've heard about the one with the cloth head. We've heard about the one with the blanket, and we've heard about one with the pumpkin head that's starting to fall apart.
I think the first one had the blanket.
Yeah, first one had a blanket. That was it.
So there's just one left.
Hopefully.
Can you please help us out with that? I mean, if it's just one more, then come on, please.
Sure, but I just got slashed by a scarecrow a bunch.
I understand.
I don't know if you do that. I don't know if you do that most of the time in your life, but
well,
moons take time
I've had to
recover.
deal with eviscerated and killed cattle and spooked horses.
Yeah, we call that beef.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did you get flesh wounds from it? Wounds
No.
take time to heal. I need to rest a bit.
Okay, well that's fine, but I please once you're done resting, we're still really worried.
Fine. And then I go and rent a room, and I'm kind of pissed off because this guy is giving me a lot of shit when I'm just being really helpful. But I'm just like, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
And go to my room. Actually, I said, hey, you want to share a room, so it'd be like less expensive to Robinson.
Yeah, it sounds.
And yeah, then
Yeah, I've not
we'll
even been.
do our
Well,
room.
and you guys have been camping out, so it's like you haven't had to worry about it too much. So I'll say it's gonna be. I'll say it's gonna be 1 gold for the room between the two of you. So if you want to split it, it's gonna be 5 silver.
Okay, sure. How about I'll do the room, and then you can get us like breakfast in the morning or whatever, like a meal in the morning.
All right.
I'll do it that way. So I'll pay us gold, was it?
Yeah, gold for it's a gold for the room for the night.
All right. There we go. I removed 1 gold.
Can we take a long?
And yeah, take a
Yeah,
long.
yeah. You guys should have been taking a long rest each night because you kind of you camp out, but and like you may look around, but you don't. Like I'm
Oh
assuming,
yeah,
I'm
I
assuming, I'm
guess
assuming that you're like alternating.
yeah, I guess I don't know. We never, I never really thought of that, but
Mhm.
Yeah, you've not been up for like 4 days straight.
yeah.
We haven't
Well,
been.
You have
just
not been.
Oh, okay.
taking spoiling ourselves a bit. Kind of pissed off and shit. Just like say, hey, maybe we'll get a room this time. It's not a good room, I imagine, but whatever.
All right, so yeah, you sleep well, and you wake up the next day feeling well rested.
So, gonna go down. We'll get some fish Robington is paying for.
That I am. How much is the food?
Let's go ahead and keep it going and call it 3 silver each.
All right, paid.
And then I'll say, well, I guess we should look around and see if we can find a pumpkin head scarecrow around.
Okay, so you want to go hang out in the field again?
Well, I wanted to go and look around some of the fields and see if we can find the pumpkin head scarecrow just in the field.
Gotcha. Okay, so
I can
go
and
ahead.
investigate that or
Yeah, go
perception.
ahead and do an investigation check. I put this one kind of 15. And since Robinton's helping you, I'll go ahead and do it with advantage.
Sure.
Okay. With
Oh, he also.
you both got yeah.
Just rolled 19s.
I'm gonna say that you find three out there that have pumpkin heads, and they're all kind of the same quality and the same like they look about the same.
Were they all near each other?
I'm gonna say they're all on different sides of town.
Oh, that makes things a bit more annoying.
Are any of them moving?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Me as well, or no?
Yeah, if you want to. I was gonna say either that or roll with advantage.
17.
Yes.
You don't really see him moving.
Okay, well, I don't think we should split up. I think that's a bad idea. So, say let's just so they're on different corners of town. We'll go to where's the first one we should go? Like wherever. We'll go to
I would say
one.
there's one on the north side, there's one on the east side, and there's one on the south side.
So we went to the north side, and that's where we found the cloth thing before. So let's just try going to the east side, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Each of you go ahead and roll a 1d6.
D6.
Yep. if they get a 5 or a 6.
5.
1.
Okay, so Jaw, you notice that the one on the east side, he doesn't like move and get off, but he kind of moves a little bit unnaturally on the post.
We're close to it, right? Like
You can be.
I was gonna say like when we were observing it, we're within like maybe I don't know 60 feet or
5.
something.
Yeah, I would say maybe 120.
Okay, sure.
7.
So I see that happening. I say, hey, Robinson, that one's
12.
moving, and then I take off, and I'm going to attack it with fire again.
Okay, give me just a moment. 12. 14.
And then I say, out of character, I
19.
have a feeling that there might be more of them.
23.
Spooky.
25.
I'm sorry.
27. Okay. 27. Okay, so you roll up on it, and you can kind of see it. Now that you,
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing my thing where I'm actually. You see it kind of moving unnaturally, and you can kind of tell that it's not just like the wind blowing through it. So I'm sorry. Did you say you were going to attack it with fire?
Yeah, I'm gonna produce flame and
Go
throw
ahead
it at
and roll for it.
20.
So go ahead and roll damage.
It's a 1 again.
So
man.
so with your 1, you hear it shriek and you see it climb off of its jump off of its off the post that's holding it up. And so with that, I need you to all roll initiative.
Hey, we got a surprise round on him.
Yep.
6.
Ooh, 11.
All right, Robinson, you go first.
I'm going to hit him with my rapier.
All right, roll to hit. Do you want to try that with the 1d8 plus 4?
Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. For some, okay. This is the first time that I've gone through, and this is the first like real sign that I'm doing that I've been playing games for too long today. Okay, so a 9 does not hit. So you kind of run up to it and you take a swipe at it, but you miss it kind of as it's trying to extinguish the flame from Jaw's produced flame. And you just kind of it's moving just a little too wildly for you to land a hit on it. So that'll bring us to. I'm sorry. Was that going to be your entire turn?
That's my turn.
Yeah, that'll bring us to Jaw.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay.
So expend that spell slot. So yeah, now it has Hunter's Mark on it. It just happens.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna use. Oh, Can you do a cantrip and a spell in the same turn or no? I don't remember what the rules are on that.
If the spell can be, if the spell is, if the spell specifically says that it takes a bonus action, then I will let you in this, and yeah, if you you can use.
Yeah, 'cause Hunter's Mark is a bonus action, so I use my bonus action, and I was wanting to use my action to do Produce Flame.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Like some people are going to be anal about that, and I may change my mind later, but I'm not going to get
15.
15 hits. So go ahead and roll damage, and roll your Hunter's Mark damage separately.
So that's 3 fire damage, and Hunter's Mark is 6. Damn. And I don't remember what type of damage Hunter's Mark is. Here, I'll look at it. Hunter's Mark damage is. Oh wait, does wait? Hold up. We never hit it with a weapon attack. Oh, so you have to hit it with a weapon attack. Okay, that's my bad.
Okay.
So I wouldn't actually get that. I guess.
Okay, that's fine. Is that going to be your turn?
Yep. I should have made it a weapon attack. I didn't read.
Yeah, read your stuff. Yeah, I didn't think about it, so always read your spells before you cast them, and always read your other stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so that brings us to the Scarecrow's turn. The Scarecrow is going to train its attacks on the Ranger that seems to be insistent on immolating it. So it's going to go out with, it's going to do multi-attack, and it's going to use its 2 claw attacks on you. The first one is going to be a 10, which I know does not hit. And the second one is going to be a 17, which I know does.
It does. Armor class 15.
Yeah, there you go. So that's going to be 2d4. That's plus 1. That's going to be 3 and 3. So it's going to be 6 plus 1. That's going to be 7. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. $21.
You succeed. And that'll end its turn.
I ain't no scaredy cat.
So that'll bring us. I'm sorry. That'll bring us to the top of the round to Robinson.
I will attack it with my rapier.
Go for it. The 17 will hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Hit it for 6.
6 damage. So I probably should have been describing this as we've been going on. So you take a swipe at it and with your rapier, and you can tell that you connect, and you know about how hard you hit it, but you get the sense that it's not doing as much damage as it normally should with you using your rapier. But you're still doing damage to it, just not quite as much as you normally would.
All right.
And that'll be. Is that going to be your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, Jawl, it'll be your turn.
So this time I'm gonna be like, well, what happens if I try and hit it with my and I
with your what?
My short swords.
Gotcha.
So I make 2 short sword attacks at it.
Okay, go for it.
18 for first one.
That hits.
It's 5 damage and do Hunter's Mark as well. It's 1, so 6 pierce.
Is it six? Is it 6 total piercing?
Yeah, because it
Okay,
takes
right.
whatever your weapon damage is. So if it's like piercing, it would be piercing. If it was bludgeoning, it'd be bludgeoning.
Right.
And so on.
Okay.
And then I'll make my second one. 7.
7 misses. So you come up to it, you take your first short sword, and you kind of jab into it. And it's kind of the same thing that if you were telepathically linked to Robinson, you would know that you're hitting it with your sword, and you know kind of how hard you're hitting it. You feel like you're getting in there pretty good, but it's not doing quite as much damage as you think you should be doing. And this kind of throws you off a little bit, and as you go to stab it with your offhand, you actually miss.
And then I'm going to. How much movement do I use to get up there? Like,
I'll say that.
Because I was gonna back up a bit.
I'll say you used about 20 because you used your spell the last time.
I'll back up 20. And again, I don't get attack opportunity because of the mobile feat.
You're welcome for being able to, for me letting you take a feat.
It's a pretty cool feat, dude. Lets me get in and get out.
Get in, get out. It's surgical. That's going to bring us to the Scarecrow, and he's going to look at the Ranger. Actually, I take it back. He's going to look at the Bard, who kind of came up and stabbed him. The Ranger didn't do quite as much damage, enough damage to distract him from the Bard that came up and hit him. So he's gonna do multi-tack. It's a cocked die. That's going to be a 14 to hit.
AC 15.
Yep. Okay. And that's going to be a 7. So kind of comes up, and it's just like it. You can kind of tell it's. I'm going to say it's enraged, but I don't want you to confuse that with like a barbarian's rage, where and the effects that has on it. So, but it's you can kind of tell that it starts swinging wildly and missing. It's kind of easy to duck out of the way of it as you kind of bob and weave away from its 2 claw attacks. And that'll bring us back to you, Robinson, top of the round.
I will reciprocate by hitting him with my rapier again.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
15.
15 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Gotcha.
5.
5. Okay. So kind of very similarly to what happened last time. Like you've used your rapier before in battle, and it's just you feel it stab, but like there's a lot of give in there, like, and you kind of feel like you're not doing, there are no organs to like pierce, so you feel like you're not doing quite as much as you feel like you should. Is that going to end your turn?
That ends my turn.
Okay, that'll bring us to Joel.
Thinking of how things worked before, I'm gonna try and attack with fire again because it seemed to really not like that.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
10.
10 unfortunately misses.
That's my turn.
Okay, that'll bring us back to the Scarecrow again, and he's going to he's really not enjoying this Bard that's standing right next to him, and keeps stabbing him. So he's gonna go for his 2 claw attacks again.
Yay!
And that's going to be a 9 and a 16.
Hit.
Okay, so his first attack kind of misses. And then you kind of feel like he regains control a little bit and lands his second attack, and that's going to be a 3 plus 1 plus 1, so that's going to be 5. That's going to be 5 points of slashing damage, and then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, you succeed. 21 will definitely succeed. And that'll be the Scarecrow's turn.
How far away is Rawl?
Jaw.
Joe.
He's about 20 feet away from you in
Yeah,
the Scarecrow.
it's 20. Yeah.
He's 20 feet away.
I'm 20 feet away from the scarecrow. Yeah.
And you're right next to the Scarecrow.
Awesome. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. Finally.
You just... That's an action. You attacked with your rapier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I just got attacked and we rolled to the next turn.
Wait. Hold on a second.
I just got hit by the Scarecrow.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you did. Okay, never mind. I was looking here. Okay. Okay, I remember now. I was like, but you just rolled a d20. But that was for the wisdom saving throw. Never mind. Okay, I'm there. Go ahead and use Thunder Wave. Andrew needs to look up Thunder Wave.
You can see it on his spells sheet thing on the D&D Beyond, actually.
Yep.
Says a wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On
Right.
a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away. And a successful save, I think they take half damage, it says.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and roll your 2d8. It's a
Roll
Constitution.
2d8.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll because it's either going to
I see.
it's either going to take the whole damage or it's going to take half damage.
Gotcha.
And what's your spell DC?
My spell DC.
It should say hit / DC.
Says
14.
14. You can see it
Con.
there. Yeah, 14.
14 con.
Okay. It meets the DC, so it's going to take half of that, 12. So it's only going to take 6 damage. And it's really starting to look kind of gnarly, but so yeah, you kind of sing with your bardic energy and just let loose some thunder and you push it back 10 feet from you. But so you push it 10 feet further away from Jaw. So I'm gonna say it's 20 feet from you from Jaw to Robinson, and then from Robinson to the Scarecrow it's now 10 feet.
Okay. So is it my turn now?
And it'll be your turn.
I'm going to move up into range, which is 30 feet, and cast Produce. And be like, have some of nature's flame, bitch.
Ah! Go ahead and roll to attack.
Smell
14.
pumpkin.
So 14. 14 hits. What's the... Is it just 1d8?
Yeah, it's just a D8.
Okay. It's a 3 or better, then this will take it out.
8.
8, so maximum damage. So
Maximum
you wrap together your in your hands. You produce this flame, and it's almost like a Hadouken, and you let it out, and you just you see it. You see this ball of flame go towards the scarecrow, and as it enters the scarecrow's space and moves through it, you notice that there is no more scarecrow. Like there isn't even cinder. It's just you completely. But you have this faint, distinct smell of cooked pumpkin.
Nice.
You know, like
So
that's nice, but okay.
I say I think that did the trick.
Well,
And I say, but there was 2 other Pumpkinhead ones. We should go and check them, make sure they haven't wandered off yet. Because it's still daytime, right?
Yeah, I think by now it's probably starting to tend towards the mid-afternoon.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to the one we did was in the east, right? So
Yep.
we're gonna go to. There was one in the south, I think.
Yep, and one in the
So
north.
we'll check that one. Yeah, we'll check out the south one, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go down to the south one, you look at it.
Is it moving or anything?
Roll a perception check.
20.
So you sit there and you kind of watch it for a while. You feel like your eyes are pretty good, but you never see it move. Other than like every time you think you see it move, you kind of feel the wind move with it. So you kind of figure that it's probably just the wind.
Okay. So after about like 10, I say, I think this one's good. We'll go check out the one in the north.
Okay. As you sort of, so as you make your way back to the north end of Undercliff, it's probably by this point it's probably getting closer to roundabout the early evening. I mean, because it is starting to sort of tend towards the the autumn time, like the heart of autumn, and you reach the area with that other pumpkin-headed scarecrow.
Is it still like light enough out to see it in that?
Yeah, but you kind of get the feeling that if you don't see it, you need to look at it soon. Otherwise, there might be issues seeing it if the light gets much worse.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a look at it.
Okay, so go ahead and make roll perception.
19.
Same thing. Every time you think that you see it move, you kind of feel the wind at the same time, and you get the distinct feeling that there's nothing wrong with this one.
Say to Robinson, I think we got them all. Then they said there was about 3 of them, and this one had a pumpkin head. So
sounds like the lot. Let's go back to
Yeah.
town and see if they think.
I guess we'll go and talk to those ungrateful farmers and wander off and back
Yeah.
into town.
I agree.
Okay, so you make your way back into town. You find them in the pub.
Say, well, we found one that had a pumpkin head and tried to attack us. It was a bit more durable than the other ones.
I'm sorry to hear that you had so many problems with that. You're all safe and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Mostly.
Mostly. Did you get hurt?
A little bit, but nothing serious.
Well, I want to thank you very much for helping us out here. how many did you wind up getting all together?
3. There was one that had a blanket on its head. One
Right.
that was it was like a cloth head of some sort, and the last one was this pumpkin-headed one that was a bit tougher than the other one.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
while there's like some burnt pumpkin out in the field, I immolated it.
Oh, that's excellent. That's good to hear. Um, yeah. Please be our guest, and I'd like to offer. I'd like to pay for your room tonight and pay for your evening meal as a thanks for the work that you've done for us, and hopefully we won't hear anything back tonight.
I'd appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So you see him kind of you see him pay the barkeep and the innkeeper or the barkeep slash innkeeper.
I was gonna say I order an expensive cut of beef.
They
Oh,
give you
are
they
they
give they
order
give
it
you
for
the
me?
they give you
Oh, okay.
they give you essentially the nice they give you like Salisbury steak. That's about as good as they can
Oh.
do.
Well, whatever. I want.
It's very working class.
All right, I'll take it.
What
So
did
I
they
had
do?
to stick it to these guys because they were being kind
Yeah.
of jackasses. So I'm just like, you know what? You know what?
Yeah, what
This
happened
time
to
you're gonna pay
Lamb?
for a nice old steak. But yeah, I'll eat it. Is it
Okay.
good?
Uh,
Passable?
roll a Constitution check.
Oh Jesus!
Oh wow.
What's my con modifier? It's 1, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh god.
I got 7.
Um,
Oh no.
Me too. That was not.
I'm gonna say that it's serviceable and it's passable. It's not the best thing you've ever eaten, but you get the distinct feeling that this is the best that they can do.
All right. I feel a little bit less bad for them being so demanding. Just a bit. I'm still kind of annoyed.
I understand. So you eat and you drink a little bit, kind of on these guys' dime. Um, you wake up in the morning. What would you like to do?
Go and ask farmers, see if there was anything that happened in the night. See if there was any attacks that happened.
You see you see a few farmers, kind of eating their morning breakfast. It's kind of funny. It's like the same 3 old farmers who you've seen like every day here. That you kind of get the feeling that this is what they do. They come in here like they shoot the shit. They hold court and they give each other a hard time and before they go out and work in the fields.
I see that before, like just out of character. I see that before. Like in town, there's like a parts store where a bunch of them just go, like a bunch of these old guys go and sit there and call it the hot stove.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here it's called the Dawsonville pool room.
Yeah. So you kind of bend their ear a little bit, and they kind of say, no, we've not, actually, no, we didn't hear about anything. And things have kind of been escalating for about the past 5 or 6 days. So like last night actually was quiet. And they kind of seem surprised by this fact.
I'll say, good. Well, we're gonna report back to the. Hold up. Emerald Enclave.
Ah, there we go.
I was pulling up my notes, and like for whatever reason, it wasn't wanting to pull up. But go back to the Emerald Enclave, and yeah, if you guys need any more assistance, you should let them know.
All right, thank you very much. And they thank you. Kind of as you're on your way out, you see Stephen, the guy whose cattle were killed. Once, because word travels pretty quickly in these small communities, you find out that they realize that they're kind of the same thing, that there's not been an attack that night, and they make a quick. He tells you that they made a quick collection to thank you on their behalf, and they beg you to understand that it's not much, but they did want you to be aware that they're thankful, and they give you 2 gold apiece for helping them deal with their problem.
I will thank them, and then I'll say, kind of whispering to Robinson, like, I think we can keep this to ourselves. I don't think we need to let the others know about this.
Yeah, I agree, seeing as they weren't here to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to give them a cut of something they didn't participate in. You got to work for your gold.
Yeah, sing for your supper.
Yeah.
Did
All
that?
right.
And then yeah, just walk back into the city.
Did that count as a long rest at the end?
Yeah, anytime you sleep overnight, that's a long rest.
All right.
If there's something that happens in the middle of the night, I'll try to specifically tell you that it's that your long rest was interrupted.
Got it.
Okay, so you make your way back to town. It takes you the better part of the day to get back to the Emerald Enclave at Falconmere in the southern ward, and there you can see the same groundskeeper, and the groundskeeper immediately recognizes you and kind of waves you over, and asks how how did you make out? Were you able to help him out there? You've been gone for a few days.
These scarecrows had a tendency to just show up whenever they felt like it. And let's say we destroyed 3 of them. One was had like a blanket made out of its head, and one was cloth, and the other one was a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, that's interesting. But you took care of it. That's the main part.
Yeah, we took care of it, and the last night we were in there was no incidents. They reported. So they seemed pretty content. The villagers, we told them that if there was any other problems, they should let the Emerald Enclave know about.
Oh, excellent. That's very good to know. I'm going to you see him kind of taking some notes on a little piece of paper. It's like, we'll keep track of this and make sure that that everything is is noted, and that that you've done everything that you can do to help out. And go ahead and both of you mark down that you each have 1 renown with the Emerald Enclave.
All right. Would that just be like in notes or something?
Yeah, I would just say put it in the notes.
Okay.
Can you add an organization?
Yeah, you can. And so at this point in time, the groundskeeper actually says, introduces introduces himself as Melanor Fellbranch. and takes you
Nice to meet
into
you, Melanmorph.
what's
Was it
that?
Melanmorph? I said it's
Melanor.
nice to meet
Yeah,
Melon.
Melannor, and then Fellbranch, the way you would assume Fellbranch would be spelled. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, and Melanor extends a hand back to you and says, "It's very nice to make your acquaintance as well, Jalnur." And he's like, "There's someone I need you that I want you to meet." And Melanor introduces you to the lady of the estate. And this is he introduces her as the noble and chosen of the Mialiki, Jareth Falcon.
Gerald?
Jareth Falcon. Jareth, you don't see anything. You don't see anything around you. But what you do, you do hear a voice of a disembodied female that you can hear perfectly and clearly, and she greets you warmly. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation here and for accepting membership in the Enclave. And I wish to bestow upon each of you a charm of restoration, which I'll give you the information about that here shortly.
Cool.
And as you are now, as if you accept membership with us, you can use Falconmere as a safe haven for you and your friends.
Can we reply to the disembodied voice?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. She can hear you.
So I guess I just say out loud because I'm not used to like voices appearing in my head out of nowhere. Like, thank you, I accept. If you have any other duties that might be profitable or helping the people, I'd ask that you let us know again.
Yeah, absolutely. We will contact you with any additional jobs that we feel that you can meet.
And then I say, are you like a spirit or something? Are you like here? Like I'm just hearing a voice in my head, and it's
Well,
kind
it's
of
not even that it's a voice in your head. It's a voice that you actually hear with your ears, but you just can't discern where it's at, where it's coming from.
Well, I still just say I don't see anybody here, but I hear something. So, are you actually like a person?
I used to be a noble woman, but now I am what you might call a demigod and the chosen of the Mialiki.
Wow, that's huh. Okay then. Jaw's a bit dumbfounded. He's not.
He's never met a demigod before.
Well, I mean, he's like seen very crazy creatures and stuff before, but he's not used to somebody that's benevolent and has powers. He's usually used to like people with powers being, kind of selfish and evil. So he's a bit not sure what to do here.
Is there anything you'd like for us to do?
No, go now, and we know where to find you.
guess we leave.
Yeah, and we just walk back to I don't know, walk back to Troll Manor, I guess. See
Troll
what's
Skull.
up there.
Yeah.
Troll Skull, sorry, Troll Skull Manor. Troll Skull Manor. Maybe see if we can find if our party members are there.
Did
Yeah.
we just get that charm?
Yeah, I posted the information there. So
Just like add that as an
yeah, you
item.
should be able to add it as an item.
Okay, cool. In case the chat's wondering what it is, Charm or Restoration. This charm has 6 charges. You can use an action to expend one of its charges, or some of its charges, to cast one of the following spells: Greater Restoration, which is 4 charges, or Lesser Restoration, which is 2 charges. Once all the charges have been expended, the charm vanishes from you.
And Greater Restoration is a 5th level abjuration spell. You imbue a creature you touch with positive energy to undo a debilitating effect. You can reduce the target's exhaustion level by 1 or end one of the following effects on the target. 1 effect that charmed or petrified the target. 1 curse, including the target's attunement to a cursed magical item. Any reduction to the target's ability scores, to one of the target's ability scores. 1 effect reducing the target's hit point maximum. And a lesser restoration. You touch a creature and can end either one disease or 1 condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Cool. So yeah, I guess we're going back to the manor, see if we can find Sharty or
Hemo.
Hemo. That was it. I was gonna say, it's like, I know it's emo something, but or imo or whatever, but Hemo, that was
It's Ibo. It's
Yeah.
like the dog.
yeah.
Okay, so you definitely go back to Troll Skull. It's by now it's sort of later in the day, and like evening is setting in. You don't see anyone there.
Yeah, I guess because we left them, we were in the tavern, so they might not know where it is.
Well, they knew that you guys would be going there, but they're just not quite around. They're not going to be around. I'm not going to play their characters for them today.
Sure. I just say to Robinson, like, what do you think we should do next?
I guess we can wait. I'm not sure, other than to look around the house.
Yeah, sure. I guess we'll just look around the house, see if we can find anything interesting.
Okay.
Didn't really explore it much before.
Are you guys sticking together? Are you separating?
Well, I mean, we're just all in the house. I don't know. I was just gonna kind of wander around, maybe see if I can find anything that's kind of a place or interesting or
Okay.
anything.
Yeah. So are you starting on the? So where are you going to be at first? Are you going to be on the first floor, the second floor, the third floor?
I'll start on the first floor and move my way up.
Okay. How about you, Robinson?
Yeah, I'll start on the first floor, move up.
So you're going to stick together?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of just look around. You see that there's some. You find a bed on the second floor, and then on the third floor you find the master bedroom that has another bed. But all the other beds kind of look like they're either broken or they've fallen into such a state of disrepair that they can't be used.
So I guess we should probably find somewhere to get furniture of some sort, maybe. I mean, if we want to stay here, we should probably try and spruce up a bit, and then, like they said, maybe we can turn it into something that will give us profit.
Can't hurt. I guess we can make it into an inn or a tavern.
What time is it?
S- by
like a good
at,
time of
at this point, it's probably starting to approach the middle of the evening.
Okay.
So it's you're not quite to the point where it's like you could probably, if you wanted to go ahead and rest, you could do that, but it would be up to you. The other thing is that so we're starting. If you guys want to take a break now, we can do that. We can also kind of wrap this up, wrap the session up if you want. I'll leave it to you.
I was just thinking
Like
you
it's
know,
I don't want to go too far into any sort of the exposition with only half the part here.
yeah, that's true. And if we're gonna buy stuff, we'd probably want to have other people help pay for it too.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Yeah, maybe we'll just retire for an evening. We'll flip a coin for whoever gets the master bedroom for the evening. How about that?
I'll say this: just roll a straight d20 each.
All right. I got 13.
Lucky number 13.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, for once. I rolled a 16.
Okay. So Robinson, you go up to the master bedroom on the 3rd floor, and you kind of lay down, and you feel very comfortable. Jal, you go to the 2nd floor. You well, let me ask. Do you guys want to go for a little bit more, or do you want to stop? I have something. I don't think we'll be able to finish tonight, but because I thought we would get to the. I didn't think you guys were going to be wanting to go out and look for stuff. You'd want to explore around here a little bit more. So I had a little bit of something made up.
have floor yet?
Well, we were looking around. All we found was some beds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have like where we're at now. I can use as a jumping off point, but I'm saying that for something. But I'm saying that that's where I don't have. I don't think you can end that tonight. I don't think you'll be able to finish that tonight. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do it
Okay.
when hopefully other 2 people are here.
Okay, then we will get to. Then I'll spruce up some of this stuff for the other thing that I was writing up.
Sounds good.
So yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a shorter one tonight. I didn't want to, like I said, I was wanting to do something a little bit different, and then, that kind of just all depends on where you guys want to go. But hope you had fun. I realized I was reading through that. I was like, man, there are 3 scarecrows. I want to. It was either okay, kind of try to guide you, like nudge you into doing the 3 scarecrows bit, or like once you're done with it, or once you've done one, or like you get nothing. And I was like, I'm just trying to kind of gently. Okay, like it literally was one of those duo. Every time you stayed in the field for the better part of a day or a night, you had a 10% chance of encountering a scarecrow. Like there was no other way to deal with it. So
that's cool.
So I eventually I started having you, or I had you guys both roll it, and then I gave you guys a 20% chance, and then I was like, once you got down to the last one, I'm like, okay, there'll be 3. let's roll a 1d6, and if it's 1 or 2, or, get a 5 or a 6, and I'll let you get it.
Yeah, it's just weird because, like,
It was
like
just-
everyone's like, hey, there's these scarecrows and stuff, and they're like, oh, like, there's no scarecrows. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was kind of the hard thing. Like, at a certain point, I actually wanted you guys to. I thought, shit, I'm just gonna have them roll out like a 1d4, and if you get like if you get a 4, then you encounter them. You don't, you don't.
Crow walks up and
It's-
smashes
it's- It got right on the cusp of where I'm like, I don't think there's actually scarecrows. I'm gonna get out of here because I think everyone's bullshitting me.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was
Like-
one of those the way it was written in there, and I kind of just ran with it a little bit as much as I could. So, but hopefully you had fun, or hopefully you had fun.
Yeah. Joel has some trust issues, and then when that
I
happens,
understand
like,
why, man.
he's like I don't understand. I think I'm being lied to. I
I'm
felt
some-
like I wasn't, but I think I'm getting lied to. But yeah, no, it's pretty fun. The little
Mhm.
Halloween theme thing. I dig it.
Oh, well, it wasn't even, like that was just the way it was written. It didn't even happen.
Oh, I just figured because it's like, hey, it's creepy things in the night, and like one of them is like
Oh, a
that's
scarecrow.
exactly
Yeah.
what- yeah.
No,
so-
the thing I wrote, which I'll let you guys play it first. And this will be the first thing that I've ever written about you. I'll let you guys decide whether it's good.
Yeah, it's cool. I'd probably go with like a 20% chance at first instead of like 10.
Well, I tried to double it so with like each of you guys going, and then that's when I doubled it after that. I was like, okay, I'm going from needing a 10 to needing a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, cool.
So, all right, well, thank you guys for joining. I'll post like a little bit of a follow up in the channel, and I guess we'll do 2 weeks from tonight.
Sounds like a plan.
And hopefully everyone will be there.
I'll have to check schedule stuff like that. So there's that. So for work, there's an outage coming up soon, and my schedule for those, I'd probably still be able to, because like I would be on 12s, going from like 6:30 to 7, because like you don't get lunch.
Sure.
So I'd be a bit late on potentially on one of those. I'd have
If that happens, just let us know, and we'll make a note of it, and we'll start late.
Yeah.
Like we'll start at like 7:30 or 8 that time, and I'll try to make sure that it's that we'll end on time, and that it'll be like a concise, tight 3-hour session.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
All
man.
right.
All right. Have a good
Thank
day.
you very much. You too. Bye, chat. It was fun. All right. Peace.
Bye, chat. Peace. Okay. Meet on. Well, I'm glad you thought that was interesting. So yeah, if and doing, there's part of me that wants to do like actual real, not real.